In many quarters, Ugandans have been accused of just being consumers of goods and services from elsewhere and not making their own. Our entrepreneur this week actually makes or manufactures products that she uses in the delivery of services. We have the story.
What inspired me was a combination of what I perceived as a need as well as my talent, and putting these two together could earn me a profitable business. So I began to notice that many people in Uganda and in Africa really were more inclined towards relaxing their hair to make it more manageable, and yet our African hair is very beautiful. So that inspired me to start the hair service, specifically targeting natural hair as well as hair care products to make managing natural hair easy. Now the principle I've followed to stay afloat, it's been now about 7 years, is I try my best to focus on the customer. That has been both subconsciously and consciously the focus. What does the customer need? What does the customer want? And how do we create an experience that would make this person feel appreciated, loved, and encourage them to come back? And because of that, our customers have recommended us over the years, and we've grown primarily because of focusing on the needs of our customer. Our main competition is companies that are providing natural hair care services and natural hair care products. I believe that every business has its unique signature that is usually tied to the founder. And so I have stuck with who I am and what I like. So I think of our brand as casual, playful, relatable, family. I think of our customers as our family, and that has been the vibe around the makeover place and Team of Beauty. We encourage people to send us their home videos and things like that. So the way we've managed the competition is trying our best to not be exactly like the competition. So we learn from them, but we have to remind ourselves who are we, and that's what has set us apart. We have customers from all over the country and beyond, and it's mostly working class women between the age of 35 to maybe 65, and school-going children. That has seemed to be the market that has stuck with us. Team of Beauty employs a wide range of people, ranging from graduates to non-skilled. So a lot of our technical staff has come to us unskilled, and we've trained them and incorporated them into the system. Some of them, and others we've let them move on. There are some that we've trained and are working with us part-time, refining their skills, and then they'll also be able to move on. We also employ graduates. We have someone we have a chemist that does our quality control in manufacturing. We have someone in accounts. Overall, we have about 30 people that we are working with right now. Most of them are women. So what are the challenges we faced? We had challenges in the beginning, and we're having challenges currently. The challenges I faced in the beginning, I think the main one would be human resource. Finding the right people and trying to create the right culture with people from totally different places, trying to get them to appreciate what we are going for, which was focusing on the customer as opposed to focusing on immediate profit. So that was a challenge initially. Lost people along the way, tried to figure out the right system that would get the right people in and develop them to where we need to be. Currently, Team-Up is going through a rapid growth phase. So the challenge we're facing now, the greatest challenge we're facing now is capital. We need more money to be able to serve and to do all the great things we're trying to do right now.
Many of us would agree that it's tough to make money. Even tougher is when you tick certain boxes and reach the epitome of business, it is tough to stay up there. A Herculean task, though, is being able to pass on what you've built to the next generation, or what others call succession planning. Now, in this segment, we share some of the key virtues that you have to keep at heart if you want to pass on what you've built to the next generation.
Generational knowledge is passed down through conversations. It's regular discussions and teachings with your family and your kids. These are some tips for knowledge sharing. Expose yourselves and your children. Let your kids come to your office. Let them sit in on meetings. Even if they're sitting at the back, there are little things they will pick up that give them knowledge. The value of money. I come from a privileged family, but I was never spoiled. I took the bus every day. My father and mother never just gave me money. When I needed money, they would make me earn it through chores. I would have to sweep or do the garden, and if I did it well, I would get money, and then I would spend it. The value of money to be learnt as a child is very, very important. People who are given things for free, they don't appreciate that value. I have friends that come from wealthy families that were given Mercedes, BMWs. They crash the car, they buy another. That value is not there. Someone like me who's taken the bus every single day, when I made money, I bought myself my first BMW, and I cherished that car for 10 years because I worked hard and I earned it. So with your kids, teach them those important lessons. Don't force kids to join your business. Let them observe and let them pick passion in what they like.
In our tech segment today, we're looking at how to prepare the next generations to actually sit well or comfortably in the tech-driven world.
I believe that the missing link in the innovation sector is in our education sector. We believe that since children spend a lot of time at school, innovation should be part of their education straight from age of 4. I encourage schools, stakeholders, the government, policymakers in the education sector to take up STEM education and implement it in school, because this is how we are going to groom the young children to become problem solvers, creative thinkers, innovators, and through their imagination, this is how they are going to be part of the problems in our community, because they are going to be groomed to love science and also innovate to the problems in our community. So when you introduce robotics and coding, we encourage them to use local materials, whereby they use 3D printed tires. They can add a little bit of sensors and cardboard or plastic, anything out of the environment, and they're able to innovate.
Me and my team, we built this 9-4 robot. It includes the ultrasonic sensor and the IR sensor. This robot can be used in factories to transport goods, for example, from the production area to the packaging area. And so this robot will ease in this movement, and in case like a human walks into its way, this ultrasonic sensor will like sense it and to stop the whole robot. These 2 IR sensors follow the line which you can lay down on various places of your factory, and yeah, then the robot will do everything. This motor down here is called the mini servo motor. It helps the sensor look around for if, like, in case the obstacle, a person stands in front of the robot, if the robot can like take either sides, so it will be checking these either sides. As you can see, it can turn. Yes.
So as you can see here, we're still working on the code, but we have done something, and ENA equals to ports 2. As you can see here, these are the ports of ENA, in 1, in 2, in 3, in 4, and they are all connecting to the breadboard. These are the motors. And if you can see, there was a battery missing here, but our teacher told us that you can also use wires to connect if you don't have a spare battery. So here we were learning how to use wires to connect. And then here, these motors were all connected. There's motor 1 and 2. Then there's also motor 3 and 4. There are 4 motors on the car. And if you can see very well, all of the motors have wires. And now the wires are all connected here. If you see these blue parts, they're all connected here. Now, motor 1 and 2 are all connected together because all motors have positive and negative wire. So we try to like differentiate between them so that we know that okay, the positive and negative are here. We tie them together and see if they can actually be able to do what they were told to do and drive the car. And also motor 3 and motor 4, as I said, also have positive and negative. So we have to first find out which one is a positive and which one is a negative. Because like if you find out that you have put a positive and negative together and tied them, then your car will spin the other way instead of it spinning the way you want it to spin. So that was a struggle for us, but we made it through. And if you see here, this is a breadboard where all negative and positive wires are mostly connected. Like here, this in one, E and A, they're all connected to the breadboard. Now if you find out that here this blue line is negative and then the red line is positive, so you have to like find out which wire will be our positive and which wire will be our negative, so that we know that this wire will be negative, we should put it near the blue line. And also no wire should be attached here, because this is like, like how you're putting like how you're putting jam on a bread, but you shouldn't put it on the part which you're going to already touch it on. So it's the same thing here. We're not supposed to put wires here because like the energy won't flow a lot. So that's why we put on negative and positive. And now most of the wires here are connected to positive, and then some wires are connected to negative on the end right here. And if you can notice very well, there are some wires also here on the side which are connected down here, which are connected here. These wires also, you have to differentiate which one will be positive and which one will be negative for it to work very well.
Now that's all we had for you on this week's edition of Money and Markets. We have these and more stories on our digital channels. Visit our YouTube channel, our Twitter page, to actually pick more of these stories. And we want to hear from you. Like we always say, business is a going concern, and we'd like to actually keep the conversation going. So drop us a line for any questions, comments, or suggestions. Until next time, from me and team, I'd like to wish you a very good evening. God bless.